I want it all. Life for the famous, rich beyond my wildest dreams. I'm so shameless. Promised I wouldn't let it go once I grabbed it, but now I want more, and I'ma have it.
Hey, what's up? We're back. LockEmUp, Boops Podcast, Realistic, Randy, MasterMin9, and BoldBarry. We took almost about a month off. NBA died down. Olympic basketball is going on right now. No one gives a damn about that. They're going to beat everybody by like at least 50 points each. Also got married last week, so that was pretty cool. Both
Nice.
MasterMin and BoldBarry, you guys were there, so that was some good times. And
so
so we'll
cute.
come in sparingly every once in a while when some good news happens in the NBA. But how can we not talk about Russell Westbrook, who is going back to the Oklahoma City Thunder, 3-year extension. Really, it's a 2-year deal because that third year is a player option. He'll at least be an Oklahoma City Thunder next year before possible negotiations or that will have to happen for the new salary cap bump going up. Either that or speculation of him going somewhere else. But it seems like he's pretty dedicated to Oklahoma City Thunder. He got it out the way and early. MasterMin, let's start with you, man. What do you make of Russell Westbrook staying with the Oklahoma City Thunder?
I love it. You already know, like, I'm not a fan of, these top 5 guys, running off to join another super team or form another super team. So I love it. It makes another team in the West. I guess they're not contenders now, but they're at least, I think they'll make the playoffs, at least, bottom half of the playoffs, just because they do have a young team now. It's a new era now. I mean, Ibaka's not there. We all know James Harden's not there, and now Kevin Durant's not there. So it's a new era. They did fill in, I guess the shooting guard position with Victor Oladipo. So I am interested to see how that 2 combination will work, just because I am a fan of Oladipo, and I think he can, at least help out and be that second guy over there.
Oladipo.
Exactly. So, but I mean, Sam Presti, I'm gonna bring him up. I love him. I think he's a great GM, president. Not only did he keep Russell Westbrook, but he gave him that salary boot. I think they re-instructed his contract for next year, where in the NBA you never see that happen. You normally see like you have to be a free agent to be able to, get your money. But he basically got an $8 million jump, because I think he was scheduled to make like $16 million, and now he's gonna make $28 million this year. So, I mean, I wouldn't turn that down. So Russell Westbrook was like, hell yeah, let's sign me up. We're ready to do this for another 2 years. So I think it was a great move. Sam Presti, though, he will have to show. Now this is the time where he will have to show like what type of GM and the guy I've been raving about for a long time. Now he's really gonna have to put the pieces together. He still has to fill in. I think I don't like their bench. They did lose Dion Waiters. I know Realistic Randy's is not a big fan. But
and replaced him with Victor Oladipo.
But he balled in the playoffs, though.
Not even that, because they have to fill in, the 6-man type of role, because OJ Robertson is not a 6-man. I think they might put him at the 3. I still have questions about their roster. And they still have Enes Kanter and Steven Adams and things like that. But I don't want to know who they'll fill in with the bench. But you guys will be all set. You got Russell Westbrook. I think he will be in that top 2 consideration for MVP talks.
Yes,
he will put up the numbers.
4-1 odds or something, they said.
We all seen the numbers without Kevin Durant. He put up like 28. I think with like 10 rebounds and 9 assists. So he is on pace to probably do that. Maybe average 30, 10, and 9. Who knows? He might be the next Oscar Robertson to average a triple-double for the season, and I can possibly see that too.
Mm-hmm.
But I think we all know what's going to be that Christmas game: the Oklahoma City Thunder versus the Golden State Warriors.
Oh,
or it might be the Golden State Warriors versus the Cavaliers. It's going to be one of those 2 teams, but I prefer to see. I want to see.
I'd much rather see that than OKC.
I do too.
To be honest.
I don't know. I want to see that.
I kind of want to see Thunder Warriors. I kind of do now.
Really? Wow.
I feel like Russell Westbrook is going to pull the Kevin Durant when when Ray Allen left and Ray Allen, they first played I think it was the Celtics, and Ray Allen went to the bench and tried to hand dab everybody, and Kevin Durant just looked away like this. I feel like
Kevin Garnett, yeah.
Kevin Garnett, yeah. I feel like Russell Westbrook is going to do the same for Kevin Durant. I mean, dude, you left.
I mean, he laughed at him.
But Russell wasn't going to say anything. He's not a big media guy, so I think that was perfect. I think Kevin Durant is in his feelings a little bit, like, I'm just going to let this sit away. I don't want to talk about his contract right now. Yeah, just leave him alone. You did your business. You left him. So you talk about pressure. We talk about LeBron James, and we'll talk about this later. You talk about LeBron James and how much pressure he has since he brought up the Ghost's name. How much pressure do you think Kevin Durant has now joining this team? So Kevin Durant has some big shoes to fill as well. But as far as the signing of Russell, I'm a big fan of it. I love it. Hopefully next year, a free agent will go over there and help him out, because I'm afraid that him being loyal will hurt him in the long run, because I don't see, I don't know if a big free agent will come to Oklahoma City Thunder. If you just lost Kevin Durant, who the hell do you think's going to go there and now say and want to play there? And I kind of see Russell in that Kobe, where they like him as a player, but do they want to play with him? So
Yep, I like that point you
That's a
brought
good
up.
point. Yeah.
I'm afraid of that too. But I mean, I like loyalty, and Russell Westbrook proved that he is a loyal guy. But I hope he does well, and we'll see where they'll be in the next 2 to 3 years, because he still can leave in 2 years. So I'm interested to hear what you guys have to say, though.
BoldBarry, what's up, man?
Well, Russell, great signing. Great move for Russell. It just shows that he's willing to compete, stay with the team, and be loyal. He's got a great team, not great team, but he's got solid pieces around him now that he can work with. The players around him they'll probably end up playing better, because it's not going to be, Russell and KD are going to be down there shooting the ball the last 5 minutes of the game, and everybody else is kind of standing around there just, twiddling their thumbs and everything like that. There are some major roles to fill. Like you said, Mastermind, they have to fill in that KD role. I mean, Russell does complete that a little bit, but remember, there was a second guy, and that was Kevin Durant. So,
Exactly.
it's like, we know Oladipo puts up 17 a game. Is he gonna put up 25 a game? We'll see. And will they make a move? I believe Realistic Rings, you mentioned earlier in the year, with the whole Blake Griffin speculation and everything like that in the Oklahoma City ties, like that could still be a possibility too. I mean, maybe they will get that third or second guy over there that would help Russell. I mean, that would be pretty interesting to see. I know you mentioned it a couple of months back. The move, it's similar to Damian Lillard too. Damian Lillard is one of those hard-nosed point guards that as soon as LaMarcus Aldridge left, he didn't jump ship. He actually stayed, signed a 4 or 5 year extension.
5 year deal, yeah.
5 year extension, to work with this team, which you saw what happened that following year. They made the playoffs. They actually beat the Clippers, I believe. And Damian Lillard had one hell of a year. So I mean, Russell, he's in contention to be an MVP. I think the odds were like 4-1 or something like that of him getting MVP, right? And it's possible for him to, really propel this Thunder team to the next level. But I don't think they'll make the playoffs specifically this year, because of the fact that I know that, KD and Russell were hurt at one point in time. But when that was his team, he didn't make the playoffs. So that's yet to, be seen right now with what Russell could really do. But I'm interested to see what happens next season with Russell and just see how he balls out, because we know he's coming with way more aggression, way more anger. He's coming to prove a point this year, that's for sure, because now there's no questions being like, oh, well, Russell takes away from KD, et cetera, et cetera. Like, now this is officially his team. He's the man. He's the go-to guy. He's the closer. He's literally everything on that team right now. So I want to see how he handles that sort of pressure. And now with defenses are definitely going to focus way more on him. So now I want to see what the other players around him are going to do.
Yep.
Let's kick it off.
I like Victor Oladipo a lot, actually. And so many people have talked about him. I know Colin Cowherd, he talks about him like, he's pretty much a below average shooting guard. Victor Oladipo, in my opinion, he's pretty good, man. He's not going to necessarily replace what Kevin Durant did, but what's happening with a lot of teams right now, you got teams like the Portland Trail Blazers, the Golden State Warriors, where up until Kevin Durant went to the Warriors, the Warriors and the Portland Trail Blazers, they were led by their point guard and shooting guards, so if the Oklahoma City Thunder can move in that direction. And, I agree with you, Mastermind. Big ups to Sam Presti, man. His relationship with Russell Westbrook, he made that happen. That's absolutely fantastic. And when I first heard about this deal, he got the 3 years, and I'm just thinking to myself, well, was it a player option in the third year? And it got confirmed. I was like, I don't know, because essentially what will happen is he's guaranteed to play with the Thunder this upcoming 2016-2017 season. But then, they may possibly go through the same thing next year where it's like, should we trade him, before the trade deadline because you don't want to necessarily go through that season, and then player option because he may opt out. But then I listened to that press conference, and you know what? This can only be good for the Oklahoma City Thunder. First of all, I think he took that short-term deal because why not? Every other player is doing it so that they can re-up each year that the salary cap goes up. That's the first point in that nature. The second is, the timing of this. That's what really sticks out to me. The timing of this extension is what's absolutely amazing. What should give hope to all the Oklahoma City Thunder fan. How many times when we're talking about pending free agents do they go to the route of, well, you know what, I don't know what team I'm going to. Every single game, the media is going to bombard you with the same questions. Where are you going? Where are you going? And they give the same answer saying, well, I don't know. I'm just focused on this season, and we'll worry about that when it comes up. And that's okay. There's nothing wrong with that. But Russell Westbrook didn't do that. He wanted to get it out the way early. And he said he was asked by a media member, direct question, Russ, why was now the right time for you to do the extension? And he responded, and I quote, "There's no need to wait if you know where you want to be." The fact that he got it done before this season started to avoid all distractions, he's letting the Oklahoma City fans know, he's letting the organization know, you can count on me. I'm here to stay. I'm going to do what's absolutely necessary to keep the success that we have had already and try to keep it going and move in the further direction. Michael Jordan said, look, he reminds me of myself. I can get the aggression and everything like that, but I really think a large part of it has to do with the fact that Russell Westbrook is the first guy. Basically, he may reset the free agency market where it's like, no, man, I'm a loyal dude. I'm here to stay. I want this team to build around me. I'm going to do what's necessary because up until the last, couple of years, it's, super teams, and it's created a good parody and everything like that and good storyline, but it's like, man, I miss those old days where it was multiple teams going at each other. I think it's great. He said I'm a straightforward type of guy, so we have to take him at his word that he's not about the nonsense. So it's quite refreshing to see, to be honest. Their 3 spot is completely void. I think if the season started right now, it would be Kyle Singler. He would start.
Gross.
Which is bad. I like Andre Robertson coming off the bench. If that does happen, I do like that. Victor Oladipo, in my eyes, he's going to work out really well.
Yeah, put up 23 a game.
Yeah, he's going to work out really well. Sabonis, they're a little bit jammed up as far as big men are concerned. So
for real.
Steven Adams, moves. They're going to have to. Inez Kanter, Sabonis. And the other guy they just got. Who they got? Ersan Ilyasova. They got him too. He's a pretty damn good player too. So we're going to see what they do. I think this is great. I think Oklahoma City fans have nothing to worry about. I think as far as the short-term deal is just so that he could get what he deserves to get, which is nothing short of max dollars. So I've got nothing to add on that. I think it's great. Now it's not, and who knows what Sam Presti may do in the next couple of years, what he may add, around Russell Westbrook. Maybe the Oklahoma City Thunder, they're not quite that contender yet, but we saw what Sam Presti was able to do. He was able to keep Russell Westbrook, that relationship they have. Can they build up into another contender in the Western Conference like they once were, this time without Kevin Durant? So I got nothing to add. Anybody else? Any last points?
Just real quick, Russell does have the option after the third year, I believe you mentioned, or
after
second
year.
Sorry,
really after the second
year.
Yeah.
It's my concern is really about the players around him. When Kevin Durant and Russell Westbrook are both there, there's less pressure for those other guys. So I'm really concerned to see with Russell's competitive nature will override that, kind of similar to with Kobe when he wanted to go play on Pluto and everything, when he's playing the Smush Parkers and the Chris Mems. Are we going to start naming dudes we're going to start naming dudes the Steven Adams or the Sabonises and stuff like that. Will that happen? I'm really concerned, not concerned, but I'm really interested to see how that's going to play out, within the next year and a half, so to say. I'm really interested in that. But I'm all in with Russell. I think I said a couple of weeks back or a few pods ago that I'm a Russell fan now. I became a Russell fan because I like that competitive nature and loyalty to your franchise. I don't like that everybody else ran and did a super team. Let me go do it too. I don't like that crying stuff. So that's why I really respect dudes like Lily Pad, aka Dame Lillard, and Russell Westbrook. So That's all I really have to add to that.
Yeah, and they still got, I don't know, they drafted Cameron Payne last year. We'll see what he'll bring this year.
Right.
So there's a few players that they do have that they drafted that need to pan out now because it's time to show up now.
No
Steven
KD.
Adams, I think, even Steven Adams, I think he'll have a bigger role this year. I think he proved himself in the playoffs last year.
Yeah.
So hopefully
he has some solid moves down there.
Yeah, hopefully he can bump his number up a little bit higher and get that double-double because they'll need it. And as far as the rest of the roster, like you said, that three, that shooting small forward position.
That's bad. The 3 spot, that's woof.
Even the 4, man. The 4.
Not necessarily.
They got Canner.
You got Nez Canner. You got Ilyasova. What's Sabonis? He's here for?
About being stretched though in athletic.
So they got competition. They've actually got a good problem at the 4 spot in my opinion. It's that 3 spot that is just there's nothing there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Come on, we talk about Singler,
it is Russell's team. As far as the rest of his teammates, you do have to earn his respect. With Kobe Bryant and really more so with Allen Iverson, there were a lot of dudes that weren't really playing on his level. I mean, no one's going to play on their level. I mean, they're Hall of Fame players, but I mean, no one. The guys that they had on their teams, like you mentioned, Smush Parker and Kwame Brown and players like that. Once Kobe got Pau Gasol and Andrew Bynum, things started finally looking up. So now Russell Westbrook, I think he knows Victor Oladipo is pretty good. You know what you're going to get out of Enes Kanter. You got Sabonis, you got Ilyasova. You can use that as trade pieces to maybe get a serviceable 3, maybe get Rudy Gay from the Sacramento Kings. It's not going to necessarily fill the void of Kevin Durant, but it'll at least help. So we'll see what happens with that, man. So we've just talked Russell Westbrook and how he's staying with the Oklahoma City Thunder. Now we are going to move on to the Eastern Conference. The ghost that LeBron James is chasing because he went out of his way to bring this up. I tried to move on from this. I even wrote an article saying how LeBron has cemented his legacy. Myself and Mastermind, we talked about LeBron James as a top 5 player, but now he's talking about chasing Michael Jordan, even though with a 3-4 record in the finals. But you know what? That's neither here nor there. We're going to sound off more on this because I'm tired of hearing this stuff about, Michael Jordan LeBron comparing to Michael Jordan. It's over. We're going to shut this down. But Mastermind has a surprise for us. I don't even know what he's going to say. We'll talk about that next. Lock 'em Up Hoops podcast, Realistic Randy, Mastermind, BoldBarry. The whole league is in an uproar right now. Well, the legends wouldn't have done this and the legends wouldn't have done that when it comes to talking about Kevin Durant joining the Golden State Warriors. We're going to sit here and praise LeBron James for his 2 championships. He was the first athlete, the first NBA player in their prime to go out and form a super team. He was the first one to do it. So let's power rank which one was worse. Are you kidding me? Both players left their team. They were there for a long time. They went to go out and get championships with other guys that they thought that would give them the best chance to do so. We've set the precedent. Apparently it's okay to do that. Now I get a chance to show my face and my frustration. I still haven't gotten over the Vikings-Seahawks playoff game out at TCF Bank Stadium in Minneapolis. Big-time Minnesota Vikings fan, and everyone found out about Blair Walsh or the Blair Walsh Project, whatever it is you want to call it. Everyone said, oh, you just made one mistake. You'll bounce back from it. Oh, no. See, you're learning about Blair Walsh right now. I knew about this dude Blair Walsh forever. This dude in the most pivotal moments where it's like, all right, we need this, especially in close range, he will find a way to screw it up. Vikings fans, they're out there, they're like, oh, well, we'll be back in the new stadium, we'll be in the dome, and it will be absolutely fantastic. Blair Walsh is the 6th highest paid kicker in the league. I don't want to hear nothing about, oh, well, he'll be in the dome, he'll be all right. What are we going to do on the playoffs on the road away from the dome? Let me know what's going to happen there. The Oakland Raiders, you better look out for them. Derek Carr is one of the up-and-coming young quarterbacks in this league. They got a triple threat with him, Amari Cooper, and Khalil Mack on the defensive end. You remember when it took talent to be famous? You remember you had to sing or draw a nice painting or come up with some good music or show some talent, sports even, right? Now all you got to do is flip a water bottle.